Which is what happens when the kids gave us Netflix for Christmas. It was kind of an artsy movie. But it was about this guy from India who was a mathematical genius. I'm going to call him Sam because it's hard to pronounce Srinivasan Ruganoli. So I'm going to call him Sam. He had one of the greatest mathematical minds in history. Things just came to him. He just appeared to him by magic. He understood stuff that most people had no idea what he's even talking about. And he wound up going to London and studying with a man named Hardy, who was a mathematical genius at Trinity College. And he began to explain to Hardy the things that he saw, the things that he experienced in his mind. And Hardy's response is, wow. And then his next response was, I don't get it. You're going to have to explain this to me further so I can get it. Another part of the story was that Hardy was an atheist. He didn't believe in God because nobody could explain God to him. He couldn't understand him. And so he was an atheist. But he worked with Sam for 5 years trying to understand the amazing principles and concepts that Sam had in his mind. To give you an idea what kind of thoughts were in his mind, Sam could visualize the concept that was the basis for studying black holes. Now, doesn't that help? Now you understand all about it, right? No, what you understand is how complicated his thinking was. And the only thing that Hardy could really know for sure was that he was brilliant. Because even Hardy, who was an accomplished mathematician himself, couldn't understand, couldn't follow, couldn't begin to put together the things that Sam was thinking. And he kept trying to press him into prove it. Write down a proof for it. Show me how this works so I can understand it too. And Sam says, why should I do that? Then we miss all the stuff I'm thinking. Just think about all the stuff I'm thinking. All the stuff that I see. Hardy worked with him for 5 years. And the only progress that Hardy made was being more and more impressed with Sam's brilliance. Finally, it came to the point where Hardy introduced Sam to the Royal Society of Mathematics and thought they should take him in as a member because he's one of the most brilliant mathematicians he had ever met. And he summed it up, and this is the climax of the whole movie, he summed it up by saying, I don't understand all this stuff, but who am I to question such genius? And then he took it a step further in an interesting twist. He said, and who am I to question God? Who am I to say God doesn't exist because I don't understand it? Who am I to say God doesn't exist because he doesn't fit my patterns? If Sam can think so far beyond what I can think, and I trust him, maybe I can trust God who thinks the same way. So it turns out that faith or belief does not come by understanding what or how, but who. That's do you understand who is doing it? Let me tell you who is doing the resurrection body. The man who came and walked among us demonstrated that he was who he said he was, who said, I am going to suffer and die and rise again the third day. And he suffered and died and rose again the third day, just like he said. And when he says to me, to you, if you put your life in my hands, you will share my resurrection body. I don't have to say, can you explain that to me? I don't have to say, can you draw me a picture? I don't have to say, I'm a little slow here. Can you help me with this? No. I can say, I know who is doing this. And Jesus is who he said he is. And he has the glory and the power of God in the resurrection. And if he says, and you see that's the bottom line here. Paul doesn't explain it all. He just says it's going to happen. If you have given your heart to Christ, it's going to happen. If you have given your life to Christ, you will share the natural body and you will share the spiritual body. You know why? Because Jesus is going to do it. So it doesn't come down to understanding how or what, but who. I was telling Vicki last night and again this morning, I'm not so sure I'm into this message. Have you noticed I kind of got into it? You know what? You know why I got into it? Because it's awesome. Where's Donna? Awesome. Did you hear that, Donna? Awesome. It doesn't matter what body we get. It matters that Jesus is going to give us a new body, a new resurrection body. And if I walk through walls, that'll be cool. If I just have lunch with the disciples, that'll be cool. If I limp around heaven, it doesn't matter. I'm in heaven. Cool. Awesome. Kind of get a kick out of songwriters who talk about going to heaven. They want to see mom and dad. Or they want to see some friend. There's even a song I heard about, meet me at the river. Like, let's set up a time and a place where we'll meet when we get to heaven. You'll have to forgive me. I don't care about seeing you in heaven. All I want to see is Jesus. Now, if you want to talk to me afterwards, that's fine. We'll have a good old party. But what I want to see is Jesus, the one who gave his life for me, the one who rose from the dead to make it happen, and the one who is going to make sure I get there. I love telling people when they say to you, you know you're going to heaven. I love that. You see, they're after the preacher again. Watch this, I'm going to stump him. If he said he's going to heaven, then he's holier than thou. If he said he doesn't know, then what good is he anyway? Do you know you're going to heaven? And I say, absolutely. And they say, well, why? I said, because Jesus said he's going to get me there, and he always does his word. He always follows through on his promise. And if somebody says from this passage, well, what kind of body are you going to have? And I'm going to say, I don't care. I may even say it that loud. I don't care. Jesus is incredible. Just to be in heaven is awesome. Just to be alive forevermore is amazing. I don't care what body I have. Well, as long as it's not green. Nancy sent me an email this week of she's doing some seaweed thing and had her face all green. I'd rather it wasn't green. But anything else is fine because I'm in heaven. What an amazing thing. So I don't have to understand all this stuff about it. All I have to understand is that Jesus, the one who said he was going to rise from the dead and did rise from the dead, the one who said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, come with me, the one who said, the one who raised me from the dead will raise you from the dead, is going to make it happen. Do you have that confidence this morning? Have you given your heart to Christ so that you know wherever he is, you're going to be with him? I hope you do. If you don't, talk to him now. Because he says, come to me. Talk to me. I'll get you there. Let's pray. Father, I thank you for this wonderful message that blessed my heart. The joy and power and glory of knowing Jesus that gives me such confidence in the resurrection. And I pray for my friends here this morning. First of all, anyone who doesn't know that power and glory and joy, help them to simply turn their heart to Jesus even now and say, Jesus, I want to be with you. And Father, encourage all of us day by day as we face this world that's crazy and mixed up and coming at us. Help us to see beyond that, to see the resurrection, to see the power and glory of Jesus, and walk with him. We ask in his name. Amen.